But let's welcome on board now Nadir Godrej, the chairman at Godrej Agrovet, joining in on the show right now. Let's try and understand how the entire geopolitical crisis has impacted their business. Nadir, morning. Great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Now, they just wanted to understand, the Russia-Ukraine conflict has clearly made palm oil relatively attractive to crude oil. Now, Indonesia has further restricted their exports by raising mandatory domestic sales of palm oil to about 30%. So, wanted to understand where is it that you see palm oil prices headed, and what is the impact that you have on your company because of this spike up in prices?
Yes, palm oil prices are at all-time highs. And of course, if the Ukrainian crisis gets over at some stage, palm oil prices might have fallen. But A, it is not likely that the crisis will get over soon. And B, the Indonesian policy of reserving 30% of the oil for the domestic market is definitely a very bullish factor. Now, as India's largest producers of palm oil, all palm oil farmers in India and all palm oil businesses in India benefit largely from this phenomenon. And it's a very good situation for India. Apart from palm oil, other oil seeds and cereals are affected. Both bioethanol and biodiesel made from vegetable oils and bioethanol made from starch are substitutes for petroleum fossil fuels, and therefore all their prices are high. Oilseed prices are high, wheat prices are high, corn prices are high. Now, all these high prices do affect our animal feed business. Corn and soybean meal are major raw materials, particularly for aqua feed. There is no substitute for soybean meal. However, in poultry feed, we have done research. We have found substitutes for soy meal, and we are protected to some extent because of our research. Also, we have good stocks of raw materials, and gradually, as product prices rise, we will be able to raise the prices of animal feed. Our Yummiez business was affected during the pandemic because QSRs were closed, but home consumption rose, and a lot of people got to sample our products, and we hope that will augur well for the future. And we are constantly coming in with many new products, which will mean that we could easily grow at 12 to 15% in Yummiez for the future in both our vegetarian and non-vegetarian products. Although this is a very challenging time because of the very high prices of food, there is one silver lining, that the transition away from fossil fuels will be speeded up. Unfortunately, apart from high prices of fuels, we also have very high prices of nickel and other metals. That is affecting specialty steels, and our chemical businesses are affected because we are ready to expand, but it is very difficult to get high quality stainless steel because of these metal shortages. I hope that somehow the steel industry will be able to solve this problem. Otherwise, expansion will be held up.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you.
Morning, Mr. Godrej. Avan joining in as well. And what about the cost of materials used for the crop protection business? Because that too has increased. How are you planning to mitigate this? And, what has been the demand like as well for the crop protection business? Will Q4 fare better than Q3?
Yes, I don't think there's a lot of problems in the crop protection business because we have a lot of value added. We're not that concerned about raw materials costs in the crop protection business. The margins are high, the demand is very good, and our crop protection business in India had a challenging time because of the bad Kharif, and most of our sales are in the Kharif. But for the Rabi, we have lower sales, but the Rabi crops were excellent. So there's no big challenge there. On Aztec Life Sciences, and export business has been doing very well, and we don't see any challenges there, except, as I mentioned, because of the shortage of stainless steel and specialty steels. our expansion products are being delayed.
Mr. Godrej, I just want to get back to the point that you were making earlier on, the poultry business, for instance. What happens in the interim till there is some stability on, your animal feed costs, etc.? Do you pass on the price hikes and the pressure on to consumers? And do you think it would get absorbed at a time when everything for the consumer is also getting expensive?
Yes, that is a challenge. It happens over time, but it doesn't happen fast enough. But fortunately, we do have stocks of low-priced raw materials. So we are also not in a hurry to raise prices.
All right. And what about the dairy business? How is demand shaping up? Are there any new launches? And will there be any further price hikes after the one that was undertaken in the month of January?
Yes, there will continue to be price hikes. The competition in the dairy industry, especially cooperatives and government, are very slow to take price hikes. Raw materials and animal feed costs have been steadily rising. They do take prices, but after long delays. But the good news is that our value-added products are doing very well. The percentage of value-added products is rising. And we don't expect the immediate situation to be very good. But over time, we expect that the dairy business will perform very well.
All right, Mr. Godrej, thank you so much for walking us through how business is shaping up and what the outlook is for Godrej Agrovet.